I know this is a horrible angle, but the tree is behind me and it looks really pretty, and my wrapping paper is behind me, and I was taking a picture to send to my best friend because I have really funny Christmas jammies on, and I'm like, I need to film like an update. I need to film like an organized Christmas update, stuff like that. So I am sorry for kind of falling off the face of the earth with organized Christmas, but with Thanksgiving and all that stuff, I kind of focused on Thanksgiving planning, and then obviously my family was here, and I just wanted to spend time with them and not worry about Christmas as much. So I haven't really been, I've been like quickly reading the organized Christmas things, but I guess I would just say make sure your Christmas cards are out. If they're not out, I would definitely make that be like your priority this week, because it's going to take you some time to write out cards if you haven't written them out already. We had the stamps obviously pre-bought, and then we bought the address labels, and I had Ellie helped me. I did one for her and I showed her, and we sat on the floor and I kind of like stuffed them and sealed them, and she was putting the labels on them for me, and once I addressed them, she put the stamps on them for me. It was great, and she's 4 and she was able to help me, and we got those out. We made a thing of it because she always says she wants to be a mailman when she grows up, so she like loved going to the mailbox and handing them to the mail lady, and then one time she put them in the mailbox and pulled a flag out, and she just thought that was the best time ever. I would also suggest that you start working on wrapping. That's where I'm at right now. I have so much wrapping to do. Write down everything that you're wrapping. If you don't want to wrap it or write it down, take a picture of it all laid out. Do something so that you make sure that you know what you have, what you're giving, so you're not buying too much, too little, you know, all that stuff. I'm definitely trying to wrap. I like doing the different wrapping paper colors for different people, but we only had 2 wrapping paper types this year, maybe 3, so we're just doing different colored tags, and then that way I can use up all the tags I have, all the wrapping paper I have, and then next year I can get like new fun festive stuff for us. If you're going to be, my tree just went out. If you're going to be baking or anything like that, I would definitely suggest to start getting your baking supplies now, because as you get closer to Christmas, things start going away. Especially like those random things like the small tiny little M&Ms or Reese's Pieces that go in cookies and stuff. Definitely get those now. I went, like, Casey is doing a gift exchange with his school. I already bought that stuff because I know it's going to be slim pickings pretty soon, especially because school gets out here a little bit earlier. So in New Hampshire, it was always the day before Christmas Eve. Here we have about a little less than a week before Christmas Eve before my kids are out, so I'm definitely trying to plan ahead for that. And just, you know, be cleaning and organizing. Just don't let everything get ahead of you. Designate a spot for all of the bags and stuff. I've been putting stuff in my closet because it's just easier for me to throw things in my closet, and then I go through them the next day once everyone is gone at school. I've so far wrapped 1 kid. I have a few more things that I just grabbed for her, but then I'll finish her up this week, and then she's all wrapped, and then I'm going to work on the next kid so that I'm kind of doing it all together. I can see when everything is done how it looks compared to the other kids, and you know, that'll just be what works for me. I think that's really it for organized Christmas. There's really not much going on now besides just wrapping. I've decorated. I'm glad that I decorated early because it took me like 3 weeks to decorate this house. Literally the entire time that I took a break from YouTube was spent like decorating and changing things and fluffing things and getting new things. Like, it took a lot of time to decorate this house, obviously, because I have to like do other things too and be a mom and whatever. But yeah, definitely took some time to do that. And I'm sure it's going to take a lot of time to put it all away because I want to do it right and organized, and I like to put things away by like color, so like my chalkboard type stuff, my kid type stuff, my pinks and greens and blues type stuff. So I want to make sure that I'm putting things away good, because we did lose a lot of stuff in the move. We got rid of some stuff, so the stuff that we have is kind of newer, and I don't want to have to replace it within a year. Like, that would just stink. We've already bought our Christmas jammies. I definitely think now's a good time to stock up on like Christmas jammies, outerwear, sweaters. That type of stuff is all constantly on sale. We're constantly getting good deals and stocking up on stuff for the year, not just Christmas time. I think this is a great time to, like, we always have a little bit of extra money to just kind of put towards stuff that we need for the house. What else can I say? I think that's it for organized Christmas. So Now for Disney. So we are going to Disney around New Year's. So if you see us, definitely say hi. I honestly kind of tell you guys where we are when we're at Disney, like via my Instagram. You can kind of tell where we are. But by all means, if you plan on being in Disney around New Year's, if you see us in Disney, feel free to say hi. We will be there that long weekend around New Year's. We would definitely say hi to you. I'm not doing a meetup or anything like that because it's our vacation and it's a really short one, so we want to enjoy it. But I will definitely, have no problem saying hi and chatting for a few minutes to anyone that wants to say hi to us. We've been meeting people more and more each trip, and the kids just love it. They think it's the coolest thing. What else can I say for Disney? So as for Disney, do you guys want to see planning, packing, all that type of stuff videos? I mean, my planning is pretty much done. But do you guys want to see me like talking about our plans and what we're packing and how we're prepping? Because I'm definitely trying to get a lot more prepared than I was last trip, because last trip was just a disaster. I didn't get excited and plan and prep and all the stuff like I normally do. I was packing into the last minute. I left a bunch of stuff at home, and we all felt that trip lacked a little bit of the excitement that we normally have and the magic that we normally have. So knowing that these next few trips may be our last trips for a little while, we may take a break for a little bit. I want to make them as magical as possible. So we have a countdown at home. We're going to start trying to pack. I had the kids try on some clothes. And in all honesty, I'm going to ask my kids all individually, how do they feel about the Disney clothes? Do they want to just wear regular clothes? Do they care if they match with their siblings? Do they not care? I may start giving them the option, because I don't want to go and buy a bunch of Disney clothes, especially where we won't be wearing them for very long. So I may have a few days where we do Disney and a few days where we don't, or, some of them may match, some of them may not, we'll see. But yeah, so there's that. So we have our trip coming up in January that we will be vlogging that trip. Again, I don't know if it's going to be the heavy daily vlogs type style that you've seen in the past. Again, I'm going to ask my kids about that and my husband about that, how they feel about me vlogging and stuff like that, because, it can get bothersome if you're like, oh, I got to pull up my camera. Oh, I got to pull up my camera every 5 seconds. So again, that's something that, we're going to kind of have a family sit down with and figure out what we want to do. So quickly, we are driving to Disney. We are going to leave late one afternoon. Because of my husband and his vacation schedule, we decided we could have left on Saturday morning and had a whole extra day there, or a half a day there. But we decided, because of my husband's job and where he doesn't have a ton of time off, he's going to actually work on Saturday. So he'll have Sunday and Monday off. So he'll only have to take off 2 days from work. So that's just, better for his schedule or whatever. But so we'll get there Saturday night, and we're going to stay off site at Caribe Royale Hotel. Hopefully I'm saying that right. But we're going to stay off site like we did last time. We literally just got there, went to sleep, woke up early the next morning, got dressed, and we're ready to go. So this time we are going to wake up early, stop by, depending on how we feel. If we feel that Ellie can handle walking one day in the park, and Casey too, we will just go straight to Magic Kingdom on that first day. If not, we will stop by Art of Animation, grab our stroller, and then head to Magic Kingdom and miss Rope Drop. But we obviously like doing Rope Drop, so I have a feeling that we're going to end up going there and just doing it and just toughing it out for the day with Ellie and Casey walking. So there's that. And then we are staying at Art of Animation. We are staying in the Nemo rooms. That's where Trevor requested, because his birthday is actually the Wednesday before we leave, Wednesday or Thursday. So we are staying at the Nemo hotels. We are not bringing swimsuits this time because, it's going to be cooler. The highs are 70s on average then, 70, 71. So it's going to be a cooler trip. I'm actually thinking that we're probably going to be wearing pants and t-shirts type of weather. So we won't be swimming, and we were like, you know what, the kids have swum in that pool so many times that it's okay. I am not sure if we are doing Disney Springs this trip. Again, it's one of the things we have to sit down and ask the kids, because there's one time when we can go to Disney Springs, so we have to choose. We'll go to Animal Kingdom that morning, and we have to choose if we want to go to Disney Springs, maybe eat at T-Rex that night, or if they want to go to Whispering Canyon Cafe, a restaurant that they really, really loved last time. So there's one thing that we're doing, and then we have one day where we are hopping. We're doing Epcot and Hollywood Studios. We're literally going to Hollywood Studios in the morning and doing like 3 or 4 rides, and then we're piecing out of there and going to Epcot. We have a day where we can decide if we want to eat Mama Melrose for our meal or if we want to eat the Garden Grill for our meal. Again, we're leaving these decisions up to the kids. We do not have the dining plan this time. The annual pass holder has a new 20% off benefit for a lot of places, so we're just trying to really eat around those places and like our Landry's, because we can get the rewards or whatever, and I can buy discounted gift cards. So we don't have the dining plan this trip, but we're not really planning to eat any differently. We are planning on giving Ellie and Casey things like Lunchables and
I want a Lunchable.
What's the other thing I'm thinking of? Uncrustables and things like that. Casey and Ellie can't handle the food there. They don't really like the food there. So for most of the lunches and stuff like that, and like in our hotel, we are going to give them that type of food. We're also going to bring some Easy Mac. Again, it's something that their bellies can handle. For whatever reason, their bellies cannot handle the Disney food. So we are going to bring that type of stuff for them, which will save us a pretty penny, I think. And then we will also, you know, bring things like water and juice and stuff like that. So again, tell me what you want to see from me regarding Disney, and I will make sure to go with like the majority rule. So hey guys, I just left Target, got some stuff for dinner, and these cookies, who doesn't love these sugar cookies? Speaking of junk food and sugar cookies, I received a few comments on my past few videos, and I thought I would address them, and I know I don't need to, but I'm going to, because I feel like, I don't know, my story helps people. Like, I get emails, I get letters, and my story helps people. Yes, I am having a very hard time living here. Yes, I am happy here. Yes, I have major regrets leaving my mom and my family. These are all facts, and these are all very true statements. Are we going back home anytime soon? No. We are here for at least another 1.5 years. We want to give it the full 2 years. We want to make sure that we've really given a good, solid effort to really see how the schools are, see how the weather, my husband's job, the people, everything. Give it a full, solid 2 years so we can experience everything and make sure that Georgia is for us. I've heard from a lot of people that said, yeah, you know, we were thinking of moving down that area. We went down there and we were like, no. Or I moved away from my family and within a few years we decided it wasn't for us when we went back home. I moved somewhere and it took a little bit of time, but I fell in love. There are so many things that can happen in this situation that will make it better, worse, whatever. So we're going to give it the full 2 years. In June, we have to make the decision if we want to buy the house or if we want to move on from the house. As of now, we've kind of been looking around at houses. We've seen a few houses. I think we're about 95% sure that we're going to buy our house. We've discussed pricing. We know what we would get for pricing. We know what our closing costs would be, because it would be kind of more of a like personal type sale thing. So with that being said, and us knowing like what it needs, what it doesn't need, we feel that it would be a really good financial decision for us to do that, and it would make like our mortgage payment would be less than our rent, and our rent is cheap. So it would be like a huge savings, like $500 a month versus New Hampshire. And you see how much bigger the house is and stuff like that. So, but that doesn't mean that like that $500, we probably wouldn't need to put it back into the house for at least a couple years just to, you know, redo all the things that need to be redone or some maintenance and stuff like that. So we are staying in Georgia, you know, unless like something happened with my husband's job or like my mom's health, then we would go back home. So I'm sorry if that was like kind of misconstrued, the way that I was talking, but yes, we are staying here. We are going to tough it out. We are going to give it a good solid try and make sure that, you know, we definitely want to be putting our roots down here, because we kind of feel, Jeff and I, that the next house we buy, like really that's going to kind of be it. Like, you know, we may downsize later on, like after all of our kids are in you college or whatever, or once they've all kind of gotten out of the house, then we may go down to like a condo. But this is like our last like family house, or the house that we would feel comfortable that we could retire in. So, we want to make sure that Georgia is it. My kids are doing so well here. That's obviously why I'm still here. If my kids were having a horrible time, if I was having a horrible time, if my husband was having a horrible time, then we would have gone back home. But it's obviously just me that's having a really hard time. And I've admitted this a million times. And that's why I'm pushing through. And that's why I am being, real and saying it is just me. I am the only one having a hard time. And I'm not dumb enough to, because I miss home, move back home. I'm not that immature. I'm very mature in the fact that I know that I have to suffer through this. But in the same point, I'm real. I'm human. I have human emotions, and this is how I feel, and this is how I handle it. And I pride myself on the mother that I am, that I am not a perfect mother. I am very far from a perfect mother. But I show my kids that life is not all rainbow pooping unicorns. Life has ups and downs, and I'm teaching them how to handle them. I don't want to teach my kids to be trophy kids, to think that they have to win everything. Everything is positive. Coddle, coddle, coddle. That's not how I want to raise my children. It is what it is. We're here. I'm trying to make the best of it, but I have my weak moments. I have my sad moments, especially during the holidays. It's very, very hard. And people have asked, what about Christmas? My mom couldn't get the time off for Christmas. She would have literally had to come down on Christmas Eve and leave on Christmas night, or super early Christmas morning. And the flights to do that are it was going to be $500. And for her to fly down for a day, 24 hours maybe, it just wasn't worth it. And especially if there was a snowstorm up north when she tried to go home and she couldn't get home, it would be screwed. My mom works in human resources, so she has to do that stuff, and especially at the end of the year she has to be there. So that's why she came down for Thanksgiving and not Christmas. But yeah, we have time. And do I think that my mom will be here in a year? No. That's when she could financially possibly come down here, but I think it's honestly going to be right around the time maybe Trevor's entering in high school, which is another 2.5 years away. And that's at the very soonest I see. So yes, I am learning to live without my mom, and I'm learning to truck along without my mom, but at the same time I'm learning that my mom is my best friend, and I miss her horribly. So I've ranted long enough about that, but I just wanted to kind of touch base on that. Yeah, we're staying here, we're not going anywhere. I'm emotional, but I'm not that emotional, and I'm not that dumb to just go and waste all this time and money and effort of everything that's going on. And our finances are our finances, and it's what's important to us and how we want to do our finances. So please, if I speak on something, it's not a matter of our needs aren't being met. Our needs are more than being met times 5. We're fine. We're totally fine.